Hey guys, it's Alon. In today's Minecraft creative video, I'm going to be showing you guys everything I built in the month of November. So let's start things off with, of course, the northwest corner Farlands, which I worked on a few weeks ago. It actually teleported about 1,000 blocks in on both axes. You won't see much corner Farlands material actually load in, of course. But there is a little area I worked on over here. So in case you don't know, this is the quadrant that is based off of an actual seed, specifically -34444750859778638 That's actually the seed on my original beta 1.2 Aether mod investigation world. So I also built this low-lying area over here. The pumpkin. There was a water lake here, but I didn't put that there. Whatever. I also built this section of the corner farm with a lava lake, and there actually would have been a lava spring over there too. So now let's head to the southeast, the main quadrant, corner of Farlands. So I have redone the edge Farlands section on both sides. There you go. So if you dip down below here, you'll see that I've completely done edge Farlands. The x-axis side as well. But let's head back up here. I still have to finish this section of the corner Farlands, of course. So if we head out in this direction, see teleport Tilda, what was it again? I think it was 14,000. Tilda. Yep, this is it. Here I built another section of the edge Farland, which is the real x coordinate being about 1.6 billion blocks, and the z coordinate, of course, being 1,465,920. So notice how I built this diagonal line going through the lower layer artifacts here. I also need to fix this. I also need to make these artifacts here slightly higher, like over here as well. But notice how I built this diagonal line going through right through the gaps. That is actually the diagonal line of the thin layer in the original corner Farland. And that level carried over into the Farlands. So now if we head to tilde 12,000 tilde. Now I will show you guys. You will see another section of edge Farland I built. This time around 3 billion blocks. This time it's a real position around 3 billion blocks out on the x-axis. This is when I started doing. This is when I added another diagonal line artifact. Well, not really a diagonal artifact. So I only really did it right here. But here I made the edge Farlands really start to look a bit more like the edge Farlands, just like in the northwest quadrant. Of course, the spawn in this quadrant that I built is considerably different than in the northwest quadrant, because this quadrant is just supposed to be like a generic corner Farlands. But now let's head back into the normal world. So now let's head back into the normal world here. Let's head to 2500. head to about 2300, 100, and 400. Here you will see a very unfinished area. But if you head off in this direction, you'll actually see a new city, or I guess large town, that I worked on for a while. So, right around a river intersection, with each section a different color and a different side and a different quadrant of the river intersection. Like this section over here is blue, this one's yellow, this one's red, and this one's purple. So I plan to build like different shops in the different sections, like more grocery shops in the red section. Like in case you know, in the other port cities that I built in this map, like the one near spawn, I build all these shops. And I actually plan to build different shops for each quadrant in this one. And I also added a couple market stalls here. And this is right over here is like a city park. And the design of the pathways is actually based on, I think it's called the Markstrom graph. And all of this, and the layout of the roads in the red section is based on what's called the Tute graph, Tutte graph. So now let's head over to 1,100 and negative 1,300. This should put us close to our next location of the next build that I'm going to show you guys. Oh, there's a Greek city that I worked on a year ago over there. Still very proud of that, by the way. I obviously need to finish this mountain range. God, this mountain grove would look really cool with the new, or taller spruce tree design. But here's a section of rolling taiga hills that I was working on. I really should add something like a creek or river in here, by the way. So over here I built a couple mountains similar in size to the old Extreme Hills biome mountains. In fact, this whole area over here is inspired by a landscape that I saw in a very old Minecraft video from back in like the 1.0 days. And like the immediately post-beta 1.8 days, actually, sort of. And over here I built yet another mountain. Another one of these old Extreme Hills style mountains. With a huge dip right here, like a crater right here. Or a valley right here. And the finished map does all be a taiga biome. Of course. And over here is where I will move the redwood forest biome. So over here I built this river with a large cliffside. Between one smaller cliff and a much larger cliffside. It's eerily reminiscent of the Badlands one, actually. It's eerily reminiscent of the Badlands biome, actually. It is turning out here. Just few times set day. Make it easier. because in the daytime it'll be easier for you guys. It's really much better for you guys. So over here, so I planned the coastline of this whole area right here, and now the peninsula will eventually lead into this island, and the peninsula will eventually taper off into this whole chain of islands. This is the first one. That's a village that I planned, and so far I've only built one house on this island. That was an island I just barely started. I also moved my custom ocean monument. I think I moved it around here somewhere. I planned to build an island here before. Yeah, there it is. I planned to build an island here before, but now this will just be a deep ocean biome. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering why there's coral and stuff in my hotbar, so I was actually working on the coral reef biome at around 700 on the x-axis and 1400 on the z-axis or so, just before I started recording this. So just fun for them. That's something new. But the only new room I've added to the interior of the ocean monument is this one, which is actually based on one of the rooms in the vanilla ocean monument. I mean, one of the winged rooms of the vanilla ocean monument. So I have been improving the design of the custom ocean monument. This was actually the first thing that I built in 2021. In this level. I've added more detail to the sides. And generally made the side pyramids taller. Now let's head back. Let's /TP. And now let's head over to the area of the Badlands biome. Maybe let's head to 800 or 200. Should put us around that area. Yep. So I have been adding more like spire formations and small plateaus to this section of the Badlands biome. And I also am building a railroad running through the desert area. And finally, let's head over to -500 to show you guys one more biome that I have worked on upgrading in this world. And that is, of course, the flower forest. So I added a few flowering trees in addition to the usual oak trees. Add some red flowering trees, some yellow flowering trees, and also, this was originally going to be a purple one, but for some reason that looks kind of weird. So I changed this to a light blue one. I also added beehives to several trees and spawning some bees, since it is obvious that a flower forest isn't complete without bees. So apparently in 1.18 the gradient for these flowers was changed slightly. So what I did over here is I sort of continued the old gradient and blended it in with the flowers that I generated in the new gradient. And for whatever reason, lilies of the valley don't respawn in anymore with bone in this biome. I actually plan to build a path running through this biome somewhere. Or maybe a small village around here. I will probably extend this coastline over there now that I've actually moved the mushroom island. So now let's head to spawn and do the outro to this video. So yeah, guys, that's about all I've got for today. And actually, I know there is more stuff with the fringe land that I worked on a little bit. I will actually show that in a later video. But yeah, for now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell and click on all for all notifications. And see you guys next time.